combinations of things. You lose.
Hello YouTubers, this is another switch on. Wanted to see what the differences are. You've got even more volume. But when I first switched this on, I had absolutely nothing. I thought, oh boy, what have I done now? I thought, wired something wrong? You know, doubt comes into your mind. You know, did you wire something in wrong, or did you, what did you do wrong, sort of thing, you know. So I've been chewing on with this for about half an hour, 40 minutes, wondering why it wouldn't work. And I think I found out the problem. I think this switch is suspect. Keeps losing connection. I have squirted another load of switch cleaner in there. Let's look up an aerial anyway. Let's see if we can. I think we've got problems with this switch. Hang on a sec. Right, I think we've gone and made a mistake somewhere, because that is full volume, and that's all we've got, and that's probably the loudest station. We do have an aerial wire on. That's the middle one. That's working fine. But this one, it's tuning, but nothing. So we're going to have to go back and trace our steps to find out what we've done, or what we haven't done, or whatever. This resistor here, all I've done is just tag it in for now. That goes to that point over here, but I just tagged it in just for the moment, so that I could do this test. So we're going to have to do a bit of hunting and find out what I've done wrong, because obviously there's something drastically wrong with this, because it was working better than this. So we've lost VHF, and we've lost one of the other channels, or part of one of the other channels, as it were. Yeah, that is full volume, and we've got bugger all, really. So it's a matter of getting the schematic out, tracing all what I've done, and then checking to make sure it's all hooked up correctly. It's going to take some time. I'm not going to actually film doing that, because it will take some time and it will bore you all to death. But when I find out what I've done wrong, I'll then let you know. Okay, so happy hunting for me. This is what it's all about. When you newbies get onto this hobby, and you start doing this sort of thing happens. So you have to learn how to trace back and see what you've done, and then undo what you've done, and hopefully get it working again. Okay, so we'll just chew on with that. Right, what I started doing is doing a detailed check. All the components that I've put into the chassis against the schematic. So it means going on the schematic, looking at the part numbers, going on to the lists. There's one list there and another part of a list there. Oh, that's getting wet. This is telling me where all the different parts are on a chassis to locate them. A little bit of help, but the schematic and the parts list is going to be better. Writing in the values of the components, and then seeing how they're connected in the chassis. and then maybe we might find out what we've done wrong, and then as we go we'll highlight everything. I think I'll probably use a different colour so we don't get mixed up with what I've already done in green. So probably, I don't know, blue or pink or something, I don't know. That's going to take a while, so I'm not going to film doing that. What I will do is show you when I've found where the mistake is or what's happened. But like I say, I don't know when I'm going to get back to this. I was going to want to set up the Heiko FR300 and mess on with that, because I promised to go into further depth for you guys so you can see a little bit more what's going on there. But this is sort of taking over for the moment, so I'm going to get on and do that. I'm gonna have to rest, because as I say, I've been up since 3:30, 4 o'clock this morning, and I'm not very clear-headed. So the best thing to do is to wait until I'm clearer tomorrow. I've got to go to hospital for another blood test for this operation. Fingers crossed we pass that. If we pass it, then I'll be going for my operation sometime in September. Fingers crossed for that, they'll get that out of the way. And then I'll have more time for this radio then. So I'll get back to you when I'm working on this again and have done a bit more checking, and I'll show you my progress. Okay, I'll film again tomorrow. See you later. Right, it's now about 4:30 in the morning. This is my late week, but yesterday I was on an early, very early. I didn't go to bed till about 11:30 because I had a thought about this radio and I had to act on it. And as I say, this is now 4 o'clock in the morning. I've been up to spend a penny. That wasn't enough. I had to go back to the toilet again. I thought, well, sod it, I might as well get up. So I've only had about 5 hours sleep, thereabouts, roughly. Right, I've been thinking about this more, and I've come to the conclusion that there could be a possibility why we're having trouble with the radio. I want to check it first before I started doing a detailed check of everything. I think it's this capacitor, the one that I put in. I think it could be the type of capacitor I've used not be suitable, and I think the value is too high, the one that's in now. So I've come to the conclusion that I'm going to do set up a jig so that I can try different capacitors and see what the effect on the radio is. So I'm going to set it up now. I'm going to put away all these capacitors that I don't need and then just go from there. Okay, let's set that up now. Right, so what I've done is I've tagged into the radio where the capacitor came out, because it's now out the circuit, soldered in 2 wires, and I've got it into a breadboard, so we can now add as many capacitors as we want and see what works the best. So let's get started on that. Right, I've been trying different capacitors. I've got the original one hooked in. That buzzing you can hear is the reaction because of these long wires, you know, the capacitance and stuff. You can see, take my hand away, stops. I've tried different capacitors and it hasn't made any difference. So that's that clipped out, and this one clipped in. It still doesn't make any difference. So we've definitely got something wired in wrong here.
Our little program. It's time to say that the sunrise.
5 different capacitors.
Program at 5:56.
So that one is louder.
First, the news, the best live sport. This is the Olympic Station, BBC 5 Live.
Good morning, it's 5 o'clock. This is Morning Reports on 5 Live. I'm Charlotte. I'll talk H.M.V. Olympic gold.
Nothing. So this one works better. That's 10 NF polyester box caps, nanofarads. Yeah.
Well, there's more from Rio coming up in the sports in a few minutes' time. A new report claims tens of thousands of people in England are waiting.
Cycling star Mark Cavendish has achieved one of his big goals by becoming an Olympic medalist. The four-time world champion claimed silver in the track programmes of the in Rio, and it's been revealed an aerospace engineer and a pastor will be among the contestants on this year's series of the Great British Bake 12 amateur to win the Sky News. I'm Kieran Hall. This is Absolute Radio, where you can hear the Stone Roses. To hear this and loads of other Stone Roses tracks, you must keep listening to Absolute Radio. Where real music matters.
So we've done something, haven't we? So back to the drawing board.
From Rio, Diego Costa's late strike gave Antonio Conte a dramatic winning start as 2-1 victory over West Ham. The Italian says he's delighted with the result, but also says he knows how tough the Premier League will be.